Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play and earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, we're going to go through and talk about a crazy, insane poll that we had in Splinterlands, where we had a pack opening here that just produced insane results, right? Once in a lifetime results here. And we're going to walk through the cards that we received, talk about what that means and the next steps here. So stick around. We're going to come back after the pack opening and talk through all of this. So that was a pack opening there of 100 alchemy packs with full potions, legendary alchemy, and midnight potions. And boy, wow, it paid off. The hauls from that pull were quite astounding. We had 2 gold foil legendaries. We had a black foil epic Blazebeard Merc. We had a gold foil arcane rare Thragon. And we had the 1 of 1 black foil arcane legendary Desolation, which if you look at this card's stats, it's pretty crazy. The production points on land, if for some crazy reason you wanted to put it on land, would be 25,000 base before any bonuses, which is insane. And then obviously the power, 262,500 for the upcoming wagons for the legendary airdrops for Conclave Arcana is going to be huge as well. And of course, it is a 1 of 1, which we're going to talk a little bit about what the significance of that means here moving forward. But I want to talk about the card stats as well, because this is actually a really good card, pretty insane legendary, and I don't think people realize how good this card really is. If you look at the stats here, it's an 11 cost, 5 archery damage, 4 armor, 9 health, and 5 speed. It has flying, and this next piece along with the flying and the speed is very important. It has enrage here, so it's going to give you plus 50% to your speed if you get damaged. Now, this 5 speed, once it becomes enraged, is going to jump to 8 speed base. And then it's going to have flying on top of it. So its base speed before modifiers against a non-flying opponent is going to be 8 plus the 25% from flying here. So that's really 10.5% or 10.5 on the scale, right? So if you have someone that has a 1 speed, their chances of missing this becomes 95%, right? If you have someone with 3 speed, their chance of missing this, hitting it with archery or melee is 75%. So when you compare that to something like Commander Slade, which we all know and love Commander Slade has a base of 6 speed with dodge. So it's actually 20% more, I would say, elusive than Commander Slade. And we know how elusive Commander Slade is, right? So that's pretty insane on a dragon card. In addition, it has Wing Break and Piercing. So this is always going to hit the first flying enemy unit, regardless of position, abilities, or rule set, and it's going to do +2 damage. So it's going to do 7 damage with piercing to that unit, and that'll even fire off in the first position if you don't have a close range rule set, which is pretty crazy. And it also has, just for extra added benefit, has Spite. So if it ever is defeated and actually is hit by something, it's going to basically attack that unit one time for free and hit it for 5 archery damage plus piercing, or if it's a flying unit, 7 archery damage plus piercing. So this card is crazy versatile in Dragon. If you see it used in the second position, and you can put a phase ward behind it with a heal, for example, with Chikorilla, it just is insane. So the card is very, very good, very, very strong. And I want to also highlight here this mint 1 of 1. What does a mint 1 of 1 really mean? Well, before black foils were introduced to the game, or black foil arcane specifically at the legendary level, there was no 1 of 1 card in Splinterlands ever. You had the rare things like, gold foil Prince Julian's. You had most recently the gold foil Heloise the Hollow, and we can look at this. Remember, Cryptomancer bought the mint number 1 of the gold foil Heloise the Hollow for $11,452, and that was a mint of 5. So there was 5 gold foils Heloise the Hollow, and a gold foil is not the same thing as a black foil from benefits from things like land, wagons, and obviously bonuses in both survival mode and ranked modern. So it's pretty much at least double all of those for a black foil. So the question becomes then, what is a 1 of 1 worth in Splinterlands? Not only a 1 of 1 from a collector's perspective, there will never be any others, but the fact that it is a very playable, very meta card as well. That's the question. And I'm thinking about finding out really what that might be worth. I'm thinking about listing it either on the card market or auctioning it off with the upcoming Splinterlands auction feature. We'll have to see what happens here. But I'm curious what a 1 of 1 in Splinterlands is truly worth, given how much gold foil Prince Julians have sold for, given how much Heloise the Hollow gold foils have sold for, and other very rare cards in Splinterlands. There really hasn't, prior to this time in Splinterlands, ever been a 1 of 1, which is very, very unique. So if we want to do some other comparables, if you're, I guess, familiar with the real estate market, this is how, I guess, you would understand what your property might be worth. You can see here, Gold Matters on X. Shout out to Gold Matters on X. Definitely a follow that you should be making on X if you haven't done so already. But Gold Matters captured in perpetuity a number of important milestones in Splinterlands. In this particular case, Gold Matters captured when he bought a gold foil Archmage Arius at the time. At the time, this was, it was back in the J69 days. So this was a long time ago. And at the time, Gold Matters bought the gold foil Archmage Arius here for $6,069. And you can see here, Archmage Arius, there's only 3 of those printed. So that's definitely worth noting. And if you look at the price history on Monster Market here for Archmage Arius in the last 6 months, well, there hasn't been any action. And the reason, because here is there's only 3 of these minted, and I think Gold Matters has at least 2 out of the 3. I don't know if he has all 3, but obviously these are never being sold. These are locked up. And yeah, so good luck prying the gold foil Archmage Arius from Gold Matters' hands. Another one, shout out to Gold Matters again, is this was sold in, let's see, I think this was sold in 2021. It's a gold foil Prince Julian. And it's sold for $50,000. Well, actually $49,999 to be exact. And if you look at here at Splinter Cards, you can see here the mint numbers or mint rate on the gold foil Prince Julian, also a very rare card. 7 cards in existence for gold foil Prince Julian, selling at $50,000 US. You can see here price history for this card in the last 6 months: 28,999, 30,000 here. I think it went down to at one point 12,000. So there's definitely some crazy ranges here for these Splinterlands assets from a collector's perspective, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. So this is a very exclusive level in Splinterlands that is pretty crazy. These are cards that, I mean, if you have one of these cards, I mean, it is the ultimate flex in Splinterlands. A 1 of 1 is just really insane when you look at the grand scheme of things from a collector's perspective in Splinterlands. And yeah, we're going to see what happens here. But we just got super lucky on that pull. And yeah, just wanted to share the pack opening with you, share some of the breakdown and the analysis of it. And yeah, maybe you'll see it on the marketplace soon, and maybe you'll have a chance to own your very own 1 of 1 in the whole universe. Splinterlands, Black Foil Arcane, Legendary Dragon card. Until next time, keep stacking those stats.